The danger of being too polite to kids. Unintended consequences can occur when a family is too nice. This is because members are more sensitive to the feelings of others. They are more tuned into their parents. Children are taught to believe that all is well in the family. Any deviation from the family norm can lead to being excluded. Children in this environment tend to keep their opinions and feelings secretive and unconsciously. They are afraid of rocking the boat. Children from too nice families are taught on an unconscious level which behavior will win them safety and love within their families. They also know what will make them an outsider. This is dangerous as the child's brain interprets being excluded from their family group as a life-threatening event. Avoid being excluded. In exchange for belonging, the child may unknowingly sacrifice their true self. The consequences of a child who unconsciously suppresses their feelings and opinions to conform to the too nice family's group-oriented behavior are severe. Children learn to hide their emotions and internalize the idea that something is wrong with them. They believe that everyone in the family is fine. But I feel something is wrong with me. I must have something wrong. Take, for example, my son once said that his friend's husband made terrible soup. He screamed, "Disgusting," I mumbled, and he said it again. It's not about saying please and thanks, but what my son did was unacceptable, even though he was only 4. It's about teaching my children that they don't have to behave politely and engage in conversation with strangers, even though they are young people. They don't have to hug and kiss their long-lost relative. They don't have to be polite and stay at the same place. Even if they don't want to, they don't have to eat the soup. I used to ask them for this soup many times over the years. I realized that I was wrong and stopped asking. My children are not my possessions, and they are not part of me. Children shouldn't be forced to touch others if they don't wish to. This can lead to abuse and other terrible consequences. Children can be taught to be polite, meaning to put the happiness of others above theirs. It's like telling your child she owes them a hug because she hasn't seen them in a while, or because they gave you a gift. This can lead to her asking if she's owed any kind of affection later on in her life. Some people don't believe the experience can help their children later, while others simply believe that physical affection is necessary. It comes down to respecting others and being able to communicate the message in a way that is firm but friendly. Respecting others and being polite are both about good manners. Our children must learn that they have the right to say no and that they are able to be assertive and polite. Is forced politeness bad or good for children? Research has shown that children who are emotionally suppressed have less self-control. An experimental study randomly divided children into 2 groups: children who were disappointed in solving a cognitive executive function task before being able to be successful, and children who were not disappointed. The group comparison revealed that children who were disappointed could fake positive emotions. It's wonderful. The cognitive task that followed was not performed well. Children who weren't disappointed, children who didn't seem to be interested in the gift, and children who expressed negative emotions but were not disappointed did not perform poorly. It is a common misconception that being well-mannered implies you don't have opinions. Instead, the real focus should be on how we communicate, tone, phrasing, and body language. It's all about how you communicate. This is a more difficult nuance to grasp today, as children increasingly communicate digitally with each other. Tone and facial expression are not possible. It is perfectly okay for children to complete their turn. In a friendly tone, teach them to say "I'd love to let you go" when it's done. This statement is respectful of both the needs and wants of the parties. A healthy politeness is grounded in kindness and should feel good. Pleasing, on the other hand, is often rooted in fear or anxiety and can feel draining. It's often because children are afraid of adults that their children are respectful, complacent, and obedient to them. It is not an accident that parents who brag about how well their children behave may also use phrases such as "spare the rod and spoil the child." But children don't flourish when they fear their caregivers. Fear-based, authoritarian parenting, where parents punish children for breaking the rules and tell them things like "because you said so," is linked to many negative outcomes in children. Studies have shown that children of authoritarian parents are more at risk for anxiety as well as depression. They also exhibit more disruptive behavior and are more likely to have low self-esteem than other children. According to science, the fear of your parents can make you less confident and require external validation over time. Some parents who are strict use harmful tactics. One example is conditional respect. This refers to when parents show their children more love and affection when they behave well than when they behave badly. One study showed that teens who had conditional regard felt more angry at their parents, and they were less emotionally stable and engaged academically than teens who had unconditional support. How can we raise children who are both attractively altruistic and also protect them from the costs, dangers, and stress of being the wrong type of person? It may not be about encouraging kindness but prosocial behavior. These behaviors can lead to a particular kind of altruism, which is engaging in actions that benefit the whole society. It doesn't mean you should be angry or dissatisfied, but it does mean that you need to avoid constant aggression. An angry world is unpleasant. This means that you should politely interrupt those who are causing harm to society by interjecting or waiting for your turn. This is a developmentally appropriate behavior for your child. These are challenges that your child can use to assert their autonomy and help them discover who they are. We don't want to disappoint those closest to us. It's because they love us. It is important for children to have that reassurance so they are able to express their feelings authentically. Your child's development will be influenced by how you, as a parent, respond to and validate your children's desires. Pay attention to the ways we speak to children.